Okay, here we are. Partly cloudy Boca Raton. And we're ready to rumble. So the big news is look at this three-way view. It's February 6th. It's Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got a date. We're going to Chops at 5 o'clock for little steak bits and wedge. Yeah, some kind of vinaigrette. Which they normally don't put on. No cheese, nothing else, no sprinkles on the wedge. Just the vinaigrette. They can put it on the side, and then I'll pour it on. Yeah, that's probably a little more eloquent to do it that way. Adequate. Fancy, fancy. It's a great little cocktail. Steak bits and wedge is like $22. It's the best deal in town, probably. All right, we got the three-way view here, so you can see the whole panorama of what I got going here. So over here, ouch, over here is, of course, that's a microphone. This is my little soundboard, which I could turn that on also. Doesn't seem to be. We can turn him down to a dull roar so we can hear Amito. Maybe. There it goes. we touched a button a little too much on that button. So anyway, there's this. So we have this Border Security Act that's floating around. That's being attempted to be rushed through Congress, but it's not going to be rushed, and it's ridiculous because what makes you think he's going to follow this law? He's violating. We're talking about our president. He's violating law right now. He's got all kinds of immigration laws on the books. He has his own executive patent authority, all right? And he's refusing to write any special orders like Trump did. He's refusing to go to Mexico and say, you stop these suckers from coming up through your southern border. You give us 25,000 troops on your northern border and stop the flow. Stop it. S-T-O-P. If you don't, there'll be a 25% tariff on everything that comes into our country from Mexico. All the cars and all the stuff that's going on down there is a 25% tariff. And guess what? The border will stop. We need to stop it. Forget this. Let a few dribble in. No, 8 million are in here. Lock the border. Shut it down. No one comes through. Asylum, schlamilum. We got enough people in the country with asylum needs. Let's run through those and deport like crazy because we don't need to let any more in. Period. And do the same thing with the northern border. Shut it down. There's no more immigrants coming into the United States until we digest what we got. And that means to collect all the ones that don't qualify and deport them deep, deep into southern Mexico or central country, Honduras, wherever, get them out of here. And we'll process, all the ones, that we got in here. There's like 8 million of them. And then go on a rampage to find what we can find and give them an expedited look-see. Well, so they're, diddle-daddling with this thing and that thing on, on a potential house thing. Forget it, because he's not enforcing his own laws. We got lots of laws on the books that he's continuing to just not enforce. So they're going to pass another rule and law, and it's not going to be enforced. So what good is it? I wouldn't do it. I just trash it. Unless it's exactly the way you want it. No compromise. Forget compromise. The time for that is over. It's too late for, because Biden has proven himself to not deal with our laws. So why pass another one that he'll ignore? All right, so getting back into that's what's going on in Congress, and so let's get on with. Let's see what view do we want? Do we want the view looking over at the soundboard, or do we want the view? Yeah, we want this one. So let's get rid of that one. So we're going to get rid of that one. There we go. This is our traditional view, where you can see that we've been yapping for 8 minutes and 47 seconds. We're on the air. You can see that. It's 12:49 p.m., February 6th. You can see that right down there. How do you like that clock? Isn't that dandy? I love it. I have one just like it in the bathroom. Got a black pad here to cover up this big white thing because I'm not using this iPad. I'm using this iPad. Whoops. This one right here. So Nikki Haley is fueling questions about her end game as she barrels towards South Carolina showdown with Donald Trump, despite the odds seemingly stacked against her. The sitting governor is against her. Both senators are against her. And a whole bunch of House of Representatives in South Carolina are against her. I mean, what's going on here? She has no local support. And she was the former governor of South Carolina. So they said, get out of here. We don't want you as, They even have stints on Saturday Night Live. So she's recently launched a massive media blitz, which is a massive waste of money because she's going to lose Nevada. She's lost Iowa. She lost New Hampshire, which was her best shot because a whole bunch of Democrats are voting for her just to louse up Trump because Democrats can vote in the Republican nomination. So she actually had a shot at New Hampshire, but it still didn't happen. And Trump got 50% of the vote, and she got, you know, 40% of the vote. I think there was still a 12-point margin in Trump's favor. You know, it wasn't 2 points; it's 12 points. You know, and the same thing in Iowa. So that's two in a row. So she's just, losing state after state. She's probably going to lose South Carolina, and she's definitely lost Nevada. So that's four in a row loses. So where's she going? Super Tuesday comes up in early March, I believe, and you know, there's 12 states, the bang, 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 and the Republican Party is behind Trump. He was former president. Hello, there was nothing wrong with Trump. I mean, the liberals hated her, the media hated her, and you know, there we go. So I was going in the red zone with my microphone. I turned it down just a bit. Now, if I get real close to this thing, it might go lipstick, but that's the way it goes. Let's get it just a little bit closer, and then when I scream, then it'll shake everything. Anyway, so that's the Nikki Haley thing. So we'll see what happens. This is it. Oh, yeah. So we got 14. So you got a couple of weeks, and then you got South Carolina's vote, and that's her showdown. If she does, if she can eke out South Carolina, which is highly unlikely according to recent polling. Let's see about recent polling. Where's Real Clear Politics? How come I don't see it on here? All right, let's do this. There it is. All right, Magic Fingers found it really fast. All right, so this is, I'm pulling that down to update it. Hit that. All right, Monday. This is Tuesday. So anyway, as far as yesterday was concerned, we just had Biden approval, Biden approval, and the direction of the country. And wrong track, right track. Wrong track is 61. Right track is 33. So 33% of everybody, including Democrats, they're probably all the left-wing Democrats, 33%. So you got 33% on the right, you got 33% on the left, that's 66, and you got 33 in the middle. And the middle are the ones that decide elections. What else we got here? I'm looking for some South Carolina. There's no new South Carolina stuff. It's too far away. So that's what Real Clear Politics has to say about the topic. So now we there, and it's on my bottom row right here. And you can see the little RCO red on the top, white on the bottom. Artificial intelligence, all kinds of stories about artificial. There's nothing new about artificial intelligence. It's really the media just figured it out. But industrial America, they're deep, 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 deep into artificial intelligence. Very deep. Tesla, the whole damn car is artificial intelligence. It was built with artificial intelligence. It's powered by artificial intelligence, and the battery was designed with artificial intelligence, along with 95% of the rest of the components in the car. Electric vehicles. Let's touch on that. You can see this in the screen right here. Over on the left side of your screen, you can see Tesla Model Y to replace over half of the Dartmouth Department of Safety and Security's fleet. So Dartmouth College, Department of Safety and Security, is replacing its fleet with Ford Explorers and Tesla Model Y. It's uh, it's the initiative as part of the college's transition to electric. Well, there is a study. It's anyone can do it. Let's see if let's shrink this down. Let's see if there's a panel that I have. Yeah, there it is right there. How about that? All right, a map published by the Yale Climate Connections sought to answer the question of whether charging an electric vehicle is still more cost effective than fueling a car with gasoline. What do you mean, still more? Gas prices are, $3.50 a gallon, right? Well, this organization has determined that they like converted the cost of charging an EV. It's called an EG, an e-gallon, 98 cents. So it costs you $3, something like that, to fill up your car. Well, it cost me 98 cents a gallon if I was filling it up with e-gallons. That's how they, to me, it's 7 cents a mile. I mean, why don't they just talk about how much it costs per mile? I mean, with some cars, you got a better shot at just buying gasoline than you do. But the EV is still better, by at least a factor of 3 to 1. In this little study, it was about 3 to 1. It costs you one third. So if you got a $45 fill up, it only cost me $15. It's about what it costs. I plug in the car. In the supercharger station, it cost me $15 to fill it up. That's about it. If I filled up an SUV, small SUV, not a huge one, but just a little tiny bit smaller than the huge ones, um, it would cost you $45 to fill it up. You're 17, you know, your 17, 18 gallon gas tank. Let's just do a little fast math here. 18.5 gallon gas tank times, let's just say, $3.25 a gallon equals, oh, $60. Ah, let's do the math a little different. Let's say it's a 17.5 gallon gas tank. They don't get any smaller than that. Times, let's say, $3.10 to fill it up. What's that? Equals 54 hours. That was being nice. Well, it cost me 15, cost you 55. 15, 55, subtract it. That's $40 savings every time you fill it up. $40 per fill up difference. If you subtract 14 from 54, it's 40. Okay? Can you imagine? Every time you fill it up, give me $40. I saved $40. Woo! Holy mackerel. Yeah. Crazy. $55 to fill it up. Well, that's what it is. It's what it is. There you go. It's right there in living color. What's going on in the world of Apple? Well, oh yeah, Apple. Uh, these ProVision goggles is really quite a stir. There's also air tags. You can get them for $20 a piece. You can see it over here, that air tag. It's a little thing. Uh, I have air tag. I have it in my clothing, so if I get lost, they can find me. Um, I need to rename this air tag because it's in my pants. Yep, I have it on. I have it on a set of keys. I have one hidden in the car somewhere. So if the system goes down for some reason or other, I can't find the car on the app. Because there's an app with every Tesla. Here, there's this app right here, and it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Where's the car? There it is. You see it? It's in the parking lot at her bank. That building right there is her bank building. Seacoast Bank. It's a nice bank. There's a charging station if she ever needs to, 4/10 of a mile away. It's a 250 kilowatt maximum. There are 5 of 12 stalls available. So it's a 12 unit row where you can pull in and charge. You back in, actually, you have to back in. So your port is close to the upright. And you pull it off that, you put it in that, and about 15, 18 minutes, you get your fill up. And it, and I save $40 every time I fill it up. Wow, that was a pretty neat math thingy. All right, so there's the car. But if for some reason or other that whole system broke down, it just didn't work. The battery went so dead that I couldn't even find it on the, what do you call it? I can still find it. Let's go to Find Friends. There it is, Find Friends. And instead of, there's Daniel down there, we're going to do items instead of people. And there's, see, there's an item right there. And it's in the same parking lot. See right there? There's the item. I put a little red car on there. So I can find the car with my air tag that's hidden. I don't know if it's, I forget where I put it actually. I think it's in the glove box. So there it is. And what other items do we have? We have Jimmy. Oh, yeah, look at this. It's my wallet. Oh, yeah, see on my wallet, I can show you an air tag. Show you right here. Let's do a little magic with this. And we'll swap it right there. I should swap it. There it is. So this is big. And the air tag is not so big. And we'll just put this back to Tuesday. So you can see Tuesday up in the corner. But we can see my air tag. It's got the little schmutz on there. So I'm going to, it's in my wallet. And I use this little hairband thing to keep my wallet closed. But you can open this up and I can slide this AirTag out of here if I have to replace the battery or anything like that. I just wanted to show it to you. Can I get it out of here? Oh, my lordy. There we go. See, you have to have bionic fingers to do it. All right, so there's the AirTag. What is that mark on there? Anyway, there's a little mark on there, which is annoying me. But what are you going to do? I just showed it right up to the camera. See the Apple logo on there? It's the AirTag designed in, in, what do you call it? And then on the back, there is nothing. I think I'll put this back in upside down. So all we see is this white doober dabber. And then just, there we go. There it is. It's back installed in this little thing that's designed to hold that. So if we go back and look, find my, and I go back, uh, there it is. I have it as, see my wallet? Oh, look at this. We got a little three-dimensional thing here. I can, let's rotate that sucker. There you go. A little more. There you go. See? There we go. And see what's in the background? There's the Boca Hotel in the very top middle of the image. And here's my keys are here and my wallet is here. Because that's a credit card looking thing. I should really, you have your choice of what you want to. Let's see. See, notify when found. It's not lost. So notify when you leave it behind. Yeah, you want that on. So if you walk away from it, it's going to go beep. I've actually, I don't know what it notifies. Uh, let's see. Yeah, it'll notify my phone. So if I walk away without the wallet, there'll be something that'll come up on my phone. Lost mode enable. It's not lost, so I'm not going to do that. Rename it. What do I call it now? I call it Jim W's wallet. Okay. Play a sound. So if you lose it, or if you just can't, where's my wallet? You can do that and it will start chirping like that. So that, oops, I'm using my wrong thing. I just touched that. Okay, we can stop that. So that's the AirTag. This wallet is available online. Some wallets are big enough we can just slide that into a pocket somewhere. This wallet is supposed to be on the little compact side. You got a little lever here so you can pull out your cards. I got a couple of cards in the middle here. So that's the AirTag. It's pretty handy. I have it on my keychain so that if you misplace your keys, you can do the same thing. You can make a chirp. You can find it on a map. If you left your keys, you know, you were in a hotel and the keys somehow or other fell out of your hands or something and went, in the sofa of a couch in a hotel. You can do find, and the phone has like a directional finder with an arrow, and it says you're 15 feet away, you're 13 feet away. Now you're 17 feet away. So it tells you to go this way. And there's an arrow that tells you, to go this way instead of that way. It's pretty sharp. Some people have complained. Some people I actually know that were being tracked without their permission. And there's some people that I know are getting a divorce. So the husband, that's going to be not a husband, put a tracking device in said lady's car. And this woman was trying to figure out, how does this guy know where I am? I turned off all the stuff in my phone, so he can't find me with my phone. He put a tracking device, and it was placed under the front seat of the car. And somehow or other, she found it. There's an app called Peeps or Peeper or something with a peep. And it found a foreign, meaning an AirTag that's registered to a different phone. And she's also found said husband, bought it at, like Best Buy or something. I forget. And the receipt and the bag for the AirTag was, yeah. I said, roll that up and put it in your sock drawer. And next time you see your attorney, give it to your attorney. And now you found the AirTag, give the AirTag to your attorney. And I suggest you open up the AirTag. You can pry it open, with a knife or something. And you can pop out the battery. I forget exactly how you do that. I have a couple of AirTags in there. And, you active, I think I've got one or two that are unactivated, that are not activated, I should say. And you can activate them. Just you pull out a skinny piece of plastic, and that permits the battery terminals to connect, and then the AirTag is activated. And then you can something pops up on your iPhone or your iPad where it says, "What do you want to call this?" And then you name it with something, So that's the AirTag business. Some people put them in their luggage, an AirTag in their bags. So I don't know if I have one on my camera bag or not, but I should. I should put it, it's foam stuff and all that. And I got the camera and the lens and another lens and a couple other little pieces. I'm gonna check that today. Nice camera case, $200 camera case to house an $8,000 camera lens, extra lens stuff. Camera's worth, let's say, $3,500. The lens is worth $2,500. So that's 6,000 there. I got another lens that's worth, and it's a little piece that's worth 2,000. So and a flash, super duper flash, that's 1,000. So I figured, add it all up, 8,000. Round numbers. The iPhone is almost as good. The telephoto lens I have in there is f2.8. It goes 70 to 200, 200 millimeters, focal length. So it's, it's a big lens. Lenses, you know, 2.5 pounder. The camera's 2.5 pounds. So you got a 5 pound camera, you know, as opposed to the iPhone, which has a camera, with the phone and everything that weighs, you know, 9 ounces. I don't actually know, but it's not a pound. It's quite an iPhone 15 Pro Max Super Duper, the best iPhone that comes out with. AT&T has a deal. I'm sure they still have it available, where you turn in your iPhone, you can exchange. It's like a trade-in, whatever. But when you get an iPhone on the AT&T plan, which I do with myself in Maryland, so we'll see what the upgrades are next year. Excuse me. um, let's just say, let's get my calculator out here. So let's just say it's a $1,550 iPhone. You divide that by 36 equals, that's what you pay, $43 a month. No interest, no money down. You pay $43 a month for 36 months, and then the phone's yours, as far as title, ownership. But in 12 months, we're going to turn in the phone. I'm going to get another phone. So when the new phone becomes available, Jimmy is lickety split. I'm on there, at 8 o'clock in the morning, boom, on the AT&T site, not the Apple site. I go, I'm an AT&T customer. So I order the phone. I get the phone. You order on Tuesday, you get it on Friday, something like that, whatever Apple says. And they provide, AT&T with a bunch of phones. They provide Verizon with a bunch of phones. And Apple has a bunch of phones, which they distribute all around their, their 200 or their 400 outlets, stores. Anyway, so I sign up for the new phone. I get the new phone. I set it up, transfer everything, with the cloud. Takes a half a day to do that, which, and then your new phone, your new phone is activated right away, and then your old phone is basically turned off. So when you activate the new phone, the other phone is then inoperative. You erase it, put it back to its original factory condition, as far as all the memory stuff. Clean up the phone, take the case off, take the SIM card out if there is one. You package it back up in the box they provide with a label they provide. You take it into the post office, get a receipt, and that phone goes back to wherever the service center is, labeled on the return label. You got your receipt with the tracking number, and then in 4 or 5 days, your phone ends up back in the thing, and you get a text message saying, "Oh, thank you for returning your," you know. So that's what I do. We've been doing it every year for, let's say 7 years, something like that. So we're up to iPhone 15. Next year is iPhone 16. We'll see what kind of goodies they have on that one. Maybe they have a super duper dual, I don't know what, prism. I don't understand how that prism works, but it gives you 5x zoom on your camera, and the pictures are stunning. Like, I mean, good. And here, I'll show you. Let's just shrink that a little bit. There's the camera. You can you can see the camera. So I can zoom in here and take a picture of this. I'm going to do it on this presidential coin. Let's see if I can get it without the reflections. Yeah, let's put that in the middle. Bingo. So there's the picture I just took. Edit, crop it a little bit. Whoops, let's set it to square. There we go, got a square picture. And put this in the middle of the square. Shrink this up. Keep moving that over. There we go. And let's go back and now hit the adjustments. And let's turn the color up. So we turn up the black. There's actually a blue background in the middle of that coin. I'd have to come up here and go to Photoshop Express. Adjustments, details, dehaze. See, it gets a little bit of that reflection out of there in the bottom part of that. We can sharpen it up just a tad. We'll also go over here and get rid of those little flecks and bugs. And anything else you want to do? Clarity. There we go. Shadowed. Done. Done. There you go. There's my picture. Let's turn the oops. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it better. That's the picture I just took of the presidential seal. President of the United States. There it is right here. It's a little token coin that was sent to me by someone that used to occupy the White House. It's this guy. Most of you people don't like him, but I don't particularly like him, quite frankly. Yeah, he was not my favorite candidate, but but the good news is he got the job done. I want a kick-ass CEO that's going to get the job done. That's what we need in the White House. There we go. 44 minutes and 40 seconds. So, of the present bunch of Republican candidates that have been out there, I still pick Trump. Why? Because he's going to get rid of some of the deep state, which is in the swamp. He's going to shut the border down because he did it before. He's going to finish the wall, which he didn't quite get finished. And the reason why is because the Democrats tied him up for 2 years in court, you know, and finally they lost all their appeals and everything. But it took two years out of the building of the wall. And then he finally, so he built it to 75% or something. You can see the wall up there in the delayed broadcast of these bad guys jumping the border. It's terrible. Yeah, that's just, They're going to terrorize our society. They're doing it already. And the ones, that just came in here to work, where are they going to live? Who's providing the living quarters? Who's going to feed these suckers? Now, they're going to get fed. They're either going to steal and then buy their food, or people are going to provide the food, like in a refugee camp, government subsidy, whatever. Subsidy means I pay. Yeah. Everyone that's a taxpayer pays. 50% of the country are taxpayers. 50% of the country don't pay any federal tax. So that's a problem. And Biden let in about 8 million of them, according to the people that follow those things. 8 million. That's a lot of people to feed. Jeez. Let's get our calculator out. It's got to, just round numbers. You got $10 for breakfast, $15 for lunch, that's 25, and $15 for dinner, 25, 30. That's $40 a day. Let's just say it's $50 a day, okay, just to feed them. You multiply that by 360, 360 days. God darn it. $50 times 360. Oh, you divide. That's $18,000 a year, so this guy can eat. Okay, or he has to earn $18,000 a year so he can eat. Either way, so it's either I pay or they pay for themselves. Okay, let's divide that by 12. That's $1,500 a month. Okay, let's say it costs them $700 a month to live somewhere, plus the $1,500 a month to eat. That's $2,200 a month. Let's just say that's $2,250 times 12. So that's $27,000 a year to feed and house this guy. That's per person. How about medical? Oh, let's just say that's 1,000. So that's 28,000. Times 8 million. It's a lot of zeros. So we're feeding them, we're housing them. You got basic medical times 8 million. Oh my God. All right. Hundreds, thousands, millions. That's 224 billion a year. There it is, 224 billion would it be for the people that have already leaked in during this guy's administration. It's disgusting. Who's paying for that? In five, let's see. In 6 years, that's $1 trillion. He's given away $1 trillion of our economy for these illegals. That's why I vote to shut the door. No more. None. Just lock it tight. If they jump, you lock them up and then you deport them. No one stays. No one has a basis to stay. No asylum claims. No nothing. We're not taking any. We got 8 million. That's enough. Let's digest that and seek them out and process them one by one and deport them. Or keep them, About 8% have a reasonable claim. 92% have no basis. So, adios amigo. There was a little study done that if you deport them about 200 miles into Mexico, they find their way back. If you go 1,000 miles, they don't come back. They get mixed up in the lower part of, it's too much to travel that again. And if they get caught, they're going to get deported again. I mean, it's just a cycle of, you know. So if you dump them deep into Central America or very southern Mexico, the likelihood of them doing that journey again is slim and none because they probably won't have anything substantial in their pockets. Just for information, it's 70.3 degrees in my room, 60% relative humidity, and it's 68.9 outside. So we're almost equal in inside and outside temperature. And it's 1:33 p.m., February 6th. It's a Tuesday. I've been yapping and napping here for 52 minutes. Just wanted to let you know what's going on. The people that are coming in, the flowing in, are southern and northern experts, not partisan people, but people that are experts in border security and all that. Say there are about 8 million people that have come in or jumped the border. That includes runaways or whatever they call them when they gotaways. I don't know. There was a little term for that. So some are coming through and being processed and they're in the bus. And there are others that are, wearing fatigues and, at night they're jumping over the borders and running. And we don't have enough agents to catch them. So the gotaways, that includes gotaways. 8 million people in Biden's three years, a little more than 3 years in office. As soon as the day he got in the office, he rescinded the executive orders that stopped the borders. And he opened up the floodgates, hoping that in some time in the future, they become part of America that will be socialistic and they'll like the Democratic Party more than the Republican Party. Well, the Spanish-speaking, non-whites, the majority of them do not like what Biden is doing, and they will not vote for him because they're hardworking people. They pay taxes, and all these people are, with fill up the hands. I don't necessarily want to work. I just want the good life. Well, the brown-skinned people that are mostly Latin-speaking in South Florida are not happy about this at all. So that's the way it goes. Let's see if there's any hot topics I need to cover. This is of interest. You know what that is? That's the little insignia that's on the airplane bathroom. And there's a little dot up there, and if it's red, it's occupied. There is Wi-Fi in there, so good news for that, right? If you got your phone with you and say, "Help!" I don't know what but you got Wi-Fi if you're in the toilet. Um, so the reason for this topic is that these stewards and stewardesses, the airline people that service you in the airplane, are saying it's better that you don't use the toilet paper that's provided in the bathroom. You do not want to wipe your privates with the tissues that are kind of low, near the toilet seat, because you got some big guy who whips out his and he's spritzing all over the place, and you got all this, they don't necessarily aim real good, and some of that pee-pee with bacteria get on the toilet paper because it's in a lower position to the toilet seat than a paper towel thing, which could be a little higher. So they're basically saying, bring your own paper towels, bring your own tissues if you want to wipe your privates. Wipe it with your own stuff and don't use what's in the bathroom because it could be contaminated with God knows what. So that's the purpose of this. The nasty reason many flight attendants don't use the toilet paper on an airplane. The flight attendants, no, because they know you got some big dicks in there, and they're trying to stand up and pee, and all of a sudden there's a turbulence, and all of a sudden their pee goes all over the place, and it's a big problem to the flight attendants and the other people that come in to clean the plane because there's pee everywhere. The ladies, they sit down and pee. Of course, I ask Marilyn, if you go in the bathroom, think of Star Trek. Hover. Don't sit. Hover, 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 hover. And see if you can hover and do your business instead of actually sitting on the seat. And if you have to sit on the seat, put a couple of paper towels on the seat so your skin is not actually on the plastic that's been pee-peed. The flight attendants don't do it. So my suggestion is lift up that toilet seat and just hover. Do your business. Bring your own paper. Wipe yourself. Pull up your panty wanties, and stand back and flush the toilet. Do not use the paper that's in the airplane. Uh, the paper towels that are way up here are probably safe, even if a guy is tall and peepees and hits turbulence and he ends up spritzing all over the place. That's just the way it goes. The ladies probably don't spritz all over the place because they're usually sitting down. One time it's just one time. In all the flights I've had flights. So, I'm I go back to use the toilet or forward. I forget which direction I was. And so I open up it, and there's some little fat lady sitting down, and she looks up at me with this scared look. And I go, oh, shit. And then I shut the door. She didn't lock the door. So I open up the thing, and there she is, sitting in there, doing her business. God damn it. You have to lock your door. Anyway, so, of course, you can't see anything. I mean, I wasn't looking for anything. I just wanted to go to the bathroom and relieve myself, number one. And some little old fat lady was sitting there, you know, with this very surprised look on her face. And I'm looking down on her and, oh my God, sorry. I shut the door. And then I go all the way to the other side of the airplane, the other end, and stand in line at another bathroom because I didn't want her to come out and see me or I see her, because it was an embarrassing moment. Anyway, with that exciting detail, which is why I had this in. There we go. That's why I have that showing because the flight attendants wrote an article somewhere and said, don't use, no, it said, we don't use the toilet paper, period. They don't use the toilet paper. It's as simple as that. So a jury finds the Michigan school shooter's mom guilty. I don't know what they found her guilty of, but maybe because she was so negligent in managing her son's affairs or whatever, they found her guilty of something. Maybe not reporting the fact that her son was, wackadoodle. Anyway, they just said jury finds Michigan school shooter's mom guilty. Uh, so the defenders are hugging her. There she is. She's sitting. You see her in the very top part of the screen right there. It's a delayed broadcast of some network. And the jury finds Michigan school. Uh, I don't have the audio on. It's a monitor that's up high. Out of the way. 1:44 p.m. I've been on the air for 1 hour and 3 minutes. I have all three um, broadcast channels on the air live. Facebook Live. I've got Twitter Live, and I got YouTube Live. My broadcast is going to all three of those social network platforms simultaneously right now. They've been on air, and they've been on air. When they drop off, I get a thing on my producer's computer here. I'm the producer. I'm the stagehand, and I'm the talent. Talent? What's that? Yeah, I'm just some character up in the eighth floor of an apartment building, condominium style building up here in downtown Boca Raton. And it's 1:45, and it's time for me to have a little lunch. Even though I'm using Zempic. Oh, Zempic. Uh, your appetite is, it's 1:45, and I haven't had anything but, you know, 15 ounces of warm tea, which I prepared at 8 o'clock this morning. And it's not quite empty yet. All right, with that, I wish you a happy day because now it's 1:45 p.m. and I've been on there for 1 hour and 5 minutes. And Epidemic is doing a great job as my little background. It's like if you're in a dentist's office, you hear a little something in the background. And Epidemic is really marvelous. It's a 3 hour thing that's on YouTube Music. And I have the premium subscription to that because that's what's required in order to broadcast live on YouTube. And as a little side benefit, YouTube Music just happens to have Epidemic Sound Instrumental, a royalty-free music back music that you can use, and it's permitted to be rebroadcast on my channel here. So with that, I'm going to say, have a great day.